Didn't go live. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Hey,
welcome to another episode of Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Hill, with my host. I'm the host, and this is my co-host, Shane Feek. And we have a mystery guest, which is our special guest, Adam, the Ghost Hunter.
Oh,
nice.
That's awesome.
Welcome.
What's going on, guys?
We appreciate you showing up. Very nice.
Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan. I watch as many episodes as I can, and I'm very honored to be here and talk to you guys. Thank you for having me.
Very cool.
Tonight, I am, like every night or every Sunday, I am at the Maxwell Mansion in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, a very spirited and wonderful, beautiful mansion hotel. And actually, we have a little activity in the back there with the cat toy that's been going on and off a couple different times. So hopefully it'll stop soon.
It's your other co-host.
You're right. It's my other co-host, right? So, okay, Adam. So I wanted to basically find out exactly how you actually got involved into the paranormal, because I know you've been all over the place.
Yeah. I like it all. I mean, abandoned buildings, searching for stuff, just cryptozoology, monsters, all that stuff. It all ties in. As far as paranormal, when I was young, my grandfather passed away, and I was woken up to him about the day after he passed away, 1988. I was born in 79, so it must have been about 9, give or take. And he walked me to the fridge, and I opened it, got some milk, and he walked me back to bed. And I never really said nothing of it. Woke up the next day thinking, meh. A couple years later, my sister told me that she, the next day, saw my grandfather in the ceiling too. We mentioned it to my mom, and that was both we've ever heard of that. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the first real thing. And it scared me, but it didn't, because it was so gentle. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then a year later, my dad's father passed away, and I actually saw him. I actually saw the whole flatline of the hospital thing. I was almost 11, 10 and a half. And I instantly wanted to see him again. I waited up for him that night at my house, thinking he'd visit me. He didn't. But I've always, ever since then, I've been search. I want to know. And of course, I want to help people too. I do want to help home cases for sure. But a lot of it is for me. I want to know answers. Are we just worm food? Do we really go? And if we do come back, why do we come back in spurts? Is it on holidays? Just a lot of stuff that I just would like to know the answer,
Right.
Fast forward through a bunch of years. A lot of people know I was involved in a serious car accident, collision about 3 weeks ago. My mom passed away 2 years ago, and I got her car, the one I was driving in the accident, given to me. I didn't remember anything from the crash, Shane. I told my girlfriend in the hospital, I said, my mom told me to get out, son. Get out, my boy. And I remembered that. Wow. And I remembered that. And I remembered my airbags were orange. And that's all I remember. I went to the car a couple days ago to clean it out. My airbags are in there. They're orange. And my necklace, I have my mom on my necklace, her ashes, and it was in the passenger seat, unscathed, still there.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you were quite protected there.
Sure.
Yeah. And then just throughout the years too, I mean, you just throw on. I love horror movies and heavy metal music, so I love the whole,
metalhead.
Yeah, I'm a metalhead. I used to sing in a metal band, actually, so in Maine. And
That's
of course,
cool.
Culling the Herd. I actually sang for 5 years with them.
Wow.
And I used to wear ghost shirts on stage, and I joined a paranormal team while I was still in the band, so I threw on that together. But growing up in Maine, I grew up in Lisbon. I went to the same high school Stephen King went to, because he grew up in Durham, right across the river. We had the same English teacher, which is a trip. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I saw The Shining when I was like 8, and I loved it. I love being scared. So everybody's scared of stuff, but I love this stuff. I can go into a cemetery at midnight and just be like, I can set up a tent. Like, I just like it. So I figure, why not use it to try to find answers? And now that I'm involved with the paranormal group and I'm starting my own, let's do some home cases. Maybe some people need help. I try to follow like the Warrens. That's my mentors, Ed, Lorraine. And I know all the guys in Nesper, not super close, but I met them. And a couple years back, went down to Connecticut and I saw the Warren Occult Museum House, stuff like that. So you try to learn a little bit from everybody, because everybody has a little bit to offer. And you try not to brush people off and think that you're better than anybody, and just be in the field with each other, coexist.
Right.
And I've learned so much from people.
Right.
Just,
coexisting in the paranormal field is important. There's always going to be somebody who, thinks that they're better than the other, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same in other fields,
right.
like, paranormal field is a pretty vast and wide, area, so that, it's just, I don't like it when people try to, claim that they're better, or my evidence is better than this, or my, it's like we're all trying to get to the same thing. We want the evidence, we want the validation. A lot of it is validation. So people are just like, there's a lot of skeptics out there, and which is
you
fine.
ain't kidding. That's why we need to reunite, though, so we can not battle the skeptics, but we can throw all our evidence together. My favorite thing to do is taking a skeptic with me to a graveyard or something, because especially in Maine, but you're always bound to there's little things. You guys know, you've been long enough, and those skeptics usually turn really quick, and next thing you know, they're weekend warrior ghost hunters, and then they're working their way up to full-blown investigators. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's cool, but I of course, you get that. You believe in ghosts. Oh yeah, you're Zach Baggins. You're a ghost hunter. You know what I mean? I get it. That's the facade that society thinks.
Right. But I mean, everybody's an individual. I mean, you have different beliefs. I have different beliefs. Shane has different beliefs. I mean, we're all different and individual that way. But if we can all come together in the collective and say, hey, why don't you put your ideas with my ideas and your ideas, something can come out of that. And I truly believe that.
Just respect each other. Exactly.
Right.
Sure. Like I've been watching The Searchers. That's I've been watching them a lot. You guys heard of The Searchers?
With Shane.
I haven't.
Shane Pittman. I actually talked to Ray Causey, one of the guys the other week, and they were talking about the Estes method, which I never heard of, and I learned it from them. Have you heard of that? The Estes method?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's an old method I didn't know. So teaching an old dog old tricks, I guess. Right. But it's like cool. There's
a lot of different tricks. There's a lot of different ways to get evidence. I'm kind of gone back to the whole original type, just a recorder and my own senses.
Yes. I love it.
I'm crazy. Cool. I'm the opposite. I got I'm not a gadget guy, but I have my own ways of doing. And I do a lot of math.
You're Egon Spengler, and you know it. You collect spores, moles, and fungus. I can tell. There's nothing wrong with that. We need all of it. Like I want the tech dude that's got all the gadgets, and I want the guy that's like, I just want my ears. You know what I mean? And that's cool, man. You guys are both awesome and respected in the field. And
that's where we get along, because of the fact that it's kind of the yin and yang. I mean, it's just.
He's the spirit. I'm the data.
But you can't have one without the other. The numbers. That's right. You need both for an effective team. You can't go in it solo. That's my problem. Is for years I went solo, and not only is that scary way to get an attachment or do something wrong, but you just, I don't know. It's better with a team. You know what I mean? So I broke down. I got a team, and I've been opening myself up on Facebook. And I never thought I'd have podcasts and interviews, but if they're coming at me, I'll take them for sure because I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't start this to be on TV. I didn't start this to be Mr. Cool Guy. I just wanted to hunt some ghosts. In high school, I was the weirdo for having lunch in the cemetery at Lisbon. They all thought I was a vampire. Now they all miss me going, "Oh, you're a ghost hunter now." I go, "Yeah, you made fun of me 20 years ago." But it's our passion. You guys know that. You guys are into that.
Yeah. I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, but running away from my gifts and all that for a long time too. But then once you finally stop and say, hey, like I told you earlier today, it was kind of like, somebody just kind of shoved you in the limelight, and there you are. And hey, you've got something to say it,
Yeah.
So
you helped me out, because I was like, I don't know, what do people want to listen to me? And you're like, oh man, come on to talk. You're like, let yourself be. I'm like, you're right. Like, why am I? You're right. It's something you got to get past, and you got to listen to your spirit guides, and you got to listen to your conscience. Take a chance. What do you get to lose?
Right. And I think that's what you've been doing a lot lately, is taking chances. And so have I. I mean, this is way out of my comfort zone.
Really?
I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but Yeah, like I told you.
Well, I take him out of his comfort zone all the time because I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
pretty
dude,
much.
we're gonna test you, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, no, not that.
Shane,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the way it's got to be. And that cat toy, I tell you what,
It's not
I'm
stopped.
wondering, it's just not stopped. I mean, can you like stop that? I mean, it'd be nice if you just stopped touching it, or
Yeah, great.
You know,
before the show, no one saw, but it was off, and then it was
off.
Yep.
But now it's just constant. Like it's just, hey, I'm here, guys. You know.
Right. Well,
I love that you're in a haunted hotel. That is so awesome.
Well, the owners like to say spirited hotel because this is a very nice spirited boutique hotel.
Okay.
And like I said, it was built in 1856.
Oh, I love it.
So it was one of the first places that was actually built as a summer home for a surgeon from Chicago.
Whoa!
For his family, yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I love this place. I've been watching. You know, I used to walk by this place in high school when I used to walk home from,
that's
from school.
cool.
So but you basically have kind of dived headlong into the history aspect of it for a long time, have you not?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my best thing in high school was history. I just love it. I just can't get enough of you know. And don't get me wrong, science, all that stuff's great, and you need it. Your kids at home, make sure you study. But but history, I mean, everybody's got a favorite thing, and history was just awesome. And I always felt like there's more that they're not telling us, and there is, because if you wrote down everything, you'd be like, how? So growing up in Maine, I've always been big on the witches of Salem. I go there with my girlfriend at least. We used to go once a month before COVID.
Yeah.
So now we're, you know, and I don't just go to Salem. I go to Danvers. It used to be Salem Village. And I've done my research where they were really hung. I've been to Rebecca Nurse's house. She was one of the last witches hung. There's a graveyard out back. I've been there, and I love haunting aspect of it, and I get most psychic mediums don't want to know anything. I'm not a psychic medium. I'm a historian, Mike.
Me either.
So I want to know, is this built? What was this? If I go in an 1860s building and it's now a clothing store, it wasn't a clothing store in 1860. What was it? Well, it was a butcher shop or a tavern, speakeasy. Now we're getting somewhere. Is there tunnels underneath? Now I want to know, when was it built? Where'd they get the material from? You know, stuff like that. I love it.
That whole history aspect of it is sweet. I mean, I love history too, and I love you know, going down the rabbit hole of history is one of the best things ever. You know, I mean, I could spend days doing that just because of the fact that you always find something else. Me being a medium, I have to kind of turn that off. I try to turn it off, and basically, if I want to research and this and that, because I don't want to make my own assumptions.
Right.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, if I heard it from another medium, and then I could verify it by research. Yeah, that's pretty cool, you know.
Right.
And I've done that before too, but I don't know if you've ever heard of psychometry.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, where a medium holds an object and can tell you.
Sure.
A friend of mine who's actually going to be on the show next month, Shauna Maria, said was posting photos of a place where she knew that was actively haunted and this and that, and she wanted to ask us who were part of that Facebook page group to let us know what we thought and, you know, what we saw and this and that. And I've never really done that before, and I wasn't physically holding a photo, but I was able to ascertain what was there in that sense, and she validated that. Now, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, that's kind of a neat trick, even though it's not really a trick, but I just thought it was fascinating in that sense. And then I realized that, like, after that, and I was at work, I was like on lunch, and I was doing that. After I got done with lunch, I was exhausted. I was like,
trained you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah.
You know, so in that, you know, part of that, you know, whole research and, you know, talking with mediums and kind of collaborating with that is I think it's key, you know, and that's why me and Shane, you know, want to work together in that sense, is because of the fact that he's kind of like the numbers guy, and he wants to basically tap my brain and say, okay.
Oh yeah, I do.
He really does. I mean,
look at him. He's ready.
If he had a scalpel, he pretty much dissect my head right now.
Yeah, we're installing an interface, data interface.
Oh,
yeah. We're getting it direct. We're
the ultimate ghost hunter.
I start feeling like Data from
Star Trek. Yeah,
Star Trek Next Generation. You know, but yeah. So I mean, we want to explore that.
Yep.
So it's just one of those things where
it's well-rounded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at it too. Like, I want my medium. I want my dude who really knows what's going on with his electrical equipment. I want almost like the skeptic guy, so he can kind of try to debunk things. I want the professional investigator, almost like a circle of 4 or 5
Right,
yeah.
right.
You know,
right.
I think it's a good team. You don't need 20 or 30, and I think
no,
not
too many
enough,
people and too much noise. Too many people doing stuff.
Yeah, too many people. Yeah, pretty
giggling
much.
and laughing. Did you hear that? And I said, "Oh, it's not a high school party." So I like to go. It's tough because sometimes you go to these events and you don't know if it's going to be all people like you or it's going to be just because a lot of times it is the public. That's why I try to go myself. What I do is I show up to places unannounced and I just start talking. And I've gotten tours for free from Parsonsfield Seminary just by showing up. The caretakers are outside. The oldest house in New Hampshire, the Jackson House, 1664. I got a walk-through tour for free just because I was walking outside saying how I like the roof. So a lot of times I'm not afraid to go up to people and just talk to them and tell them, hey, I'm a ghost hunter. Really, come check out this basement.
Right. That's your aura. That's your energy that you're emitting, and people see that. You know,
I appreciate that.
You know, and people, I had a lady come up to me yesterday at Kohl's. I was with my wife, and when I'm with Tina, I just I keep it cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not really into it, so I said that's fine. We keep it just with us. And this lady, I had my my shirt, my Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast shirt on, and she thought that was just awesome and amazing, and this and that, and and then she started telling me stories about she lived in 2 houses that were haunted, this and that. Now, when you're approachable like that, that's a good sign. People feel welcome to you, and they,
and I'm not trying to like take over their thing. I'm more than just almost like a little boy. Like I'm excited,
right.
But
it's infectious. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? You've got that energy and that level of energy, and it's infectious. And people want to know more, and people want to talk to you. And one of the things that my wife always said that people like talking to you because you listen. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, so in that sense, that lady was just kind of rambling off, and I wasn't, I was flattered, and I thought it was great, and I gave her some information, and it was kind of surreal.
In her head, she's like, this guy probably thinks I'm a kook. Every time I try to talk about my haunted house, they think I'm nuts. This guy actually believes me, so she wants to just tell you.
Right. And that's basically the kind of the way. She kind of, and she was a super nice lady, and I was more happy to listen to her. I kind of had to turn off my gifts a little bit because when people start telling me about places they have hauntings and this and that, my brain automatically goes there. Hey, let's go see what's there, and I'm like, no. Because it just happens too easy. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, just wait, and so I tried to, I get involved. I listen to people and I get really listening, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, well, you got something else there, and that's not my intention. You know what I mean?
I
just
see.
Just comes out, You
don't want to still more fear if they already, I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just,
but I mean, sometimes they might want to know. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I got, I have people all the time that ask me questions and stuff, and I'm more than happy to answer,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I get more questions on, just general paranormal questions, that people want to know, what about this, what about that?
Yeah.
But then you get people out there who, I hate to say it, but are just odd.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you just have to kind of just sit back and like, okay,
Let me
adjust your hat.
Yeah.
Your tinfoil's too tight.
Tinfoil cap. Yeah. I guess that kind of goes back to, I guess, Ghostbusters. I remember when Bill Murray, I understand it now, but I remember when he asked the girl, the librarian, if she used drugs or if she had mental abilities, and I was like, But now I know why, because sometimes people could just maybe, that has to do with
right.
Yeah, they're not possessed. They just
yeah. I mean, or they want attention, and I get it, and you want to be so nice about it, but
right. And I'm like that too. I'm just kind of like, I'll listen to people and I'll talk to them, and I have no problem doing that. I'm just, there's, like I said, there's been times where some other people have come up to me and just kind of, and you have to kind of just distance yourself a little bit, and kind of like have one foot out the door and be like, okay, but that's not even just in the paranormal field. I mean, that's just even anywhere.
Yeah, every day,
You can go to Walmart and be like, why is
people
this
at
guy
Walmart
following me?
Yeah, there's a lot of ducks out there, and then they see that you got a paranormal thing, so they automatically think, well, I could talk to him. He won't be rude to me. He's got his company, so he's gonna at least give me attention.
Right.
And, they almost think you're like a Disney character. Some people are like, oh, he's a because I got the jacket too in the back, and they go, oh, you like the guys on TV? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not on TV, so no. What do you mean? You hunt ghosts? I go, no, I don't. I investigate.
There you go.
Anomalies.
I don't hunt anything. Really. I'm not
and I don't really use that word either.
No, it's kind of cliche.
I don't. But I just basically, I'm a paranormal investigator. I investigate. And so. This ball's driving me nuts.
Dude, that has not stopped.
I know.
21 minutes. Over 21 minutes.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can get it. I wonder if I can hold it. Maybe I need to
try it.
Stop. I'm going to try.
I got to ask you, Shane, because I know that you're into that stuff. Have you ever heard of Atlas Obscura?
Atlas Obscura, yes.
That's where I get a lot of my, that's where I get a lot of my oddball stuff.
I'm going to put you over here.
It's a great free website, and it tells you everything in every state. Look at what's going on.
Yeah,
Speeding off you,
the Society for Cyclical Research is another one to find good stuff.
Okay.
It's from the UK, so, you have to read everything like you're British. It makes it more fun,
I tell you what, though, UK, man, they look at us and they go, what, your oldest thing is 1620? We got 1300.
Okay. Yeah. I asked it to stop. It stopped.
Okay.
You scolded it.
I didn't scold it. I just asked it to stop. I said, you can turn it on in a little bit.
Fair enough.
So we'll see.
Keep an eye on it then. I'm interested.
Oh, yeah. It'll light up. Trust me. Yeah.
So, Adam, what investigation or place where you're at that you got, like, your best evidence?
Oh, boy.
I mean, something that just really stood. I mean, like my ship stuff. Something that just stood out. What kind of a,
which I can't wait to see later. But right off the bat, I know people are gonna go, oh yeah, sure. I mean it. Lizzie Borden's in Fall River.
See, soon as you said that,
it's going off.
Soon as you said Lizzie Borden, that thing went off.
Wow. She liked to travel.
Yeah.
Jason, how's it going? My friend Jason's watching.
See, now it's stopped now.
It's stopped. Lizzie Borden. Emma Borden. I mean, because we all grew up on the folklore stuff, and I've been, pardon the pun, dying to get there for years. 2018, 3 months before my mom passed away, my girlfriend and I got a room there on April, I think, May, on a Wednesday.
Okay.
We went in there. I went to the Historical Society, Fall River, and I talked my magic there. And I said, oh, yeah, Lizzie Borden, this and this. Yeah, no, her sister moved to New Hampshire and died a week after her. She goes, wow, you want him to take the tour instead? You want to do the tour instead? I go, no, I'm good. She goes, here's the hatchet that was in the murder trials. I go, can I take a picture? She said, no, we don't allow pictures in here. She goes, but you're a tour guide. Go ahead. So I got it. I got a picture of the hatchet used in the murder trials because I taught my way into it at the Historical Society.
No, that wasn't the original one, right? That one was still in evidence, or was it in?
This was the one used. It still had the evidence tag on it.
Oh, wow.
It's in the Historical Society, not in her house. Her house is down the road. We went there after, and we got the tour, saw the black cat that lived there, met Leanne, the whole nine. And the other two guests that were supposed to come canceled. So for a little over $200, we had the whole place to ourselves for 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's usually like a $2,000 thing to get the house on investigations. You know what I mean?
Right.
So literally just me and her.
Now I heard that there's new owners to that place. Okay.
I'm sorry, I won't be biased. That's not nice. I don't know them personally. They're throwing it. They're putting it in an axe throwing pit, and they're turning the inside into a bar or something. I don't know.
Oh no!
I'm not a big fan of messing up with historical stuff. It's an 1845 house.
Yeah.
The house
I'm not either.
No, and they're doing like every night. There's going to be ghost hunts. Even if you get a room, they're going to bring the ghost hunt through your room or something. I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm glad I stayed when we did. I didn't sleep. First time I pulled an all-nighter since I think high school. But yeah, I just stayed in the basement all night, and I'll send you guys some pictures because I don't have them watermarked or nothing. Not that it matters, but I got I got a face downstairs in the pit.
Okay.
There's like a little pit where there's like a washer where they used to wash your clothes in the basement. Then they had a shop vac, and I had my recorder on there with my EVP and a blue orb, almost the size of a sun, perfect circle, and it just dissipates, gone. Okay. I had that on video, so I screenshot it on the picture. But I do have audio recorder. I was recording in the room where the cops told her she was arrested for murder and she fainted, the parlor room. And I said, you know, Lizzie, are you tired of everybody talking about this? You must be sick of it, huh? Boom, like an earthquake. I literally jumped, thought I hit the ground. All the glass in the whole building shook. You can hear it in my recorder. You can hear the glass like a chandelier. My girlfriend goes, "Oh my God, that shook the house." And it was just us, 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So it could have been a truck, but I don't know. Like that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And just knowing that 2 murders happened there. The house itself is built in 1845 in one of the richest cities in America back then. Fall River was a big industrial, city.
Now, who owns Minecraft? That was her other house.
Oh,
was it Minecraft? Is that what it is?
No, Maplecroft.
Maplecroft. That's what it is.
Yep, that's right up the road. It actually looks like there's a witch hat on the top. It looks kind of like the silhouette of it. But I believe they bought that and they were going to turn it into a B&B, and then Corona hit. So I don't know about that. Because I saw the steps. It says Maplecroft in the steps. She actually had that put in. But I didn't get to go in. But I did go to her grave. So I left a couple quarters for her and Emma and her parents and stuff.
She was a very private woman.
Yeah.
I mean, even before, I think from what the stories that I've read, the articles of the books of her and stuff like that, she was private, and that's what I get when I kind of dive into that a little bit with her, and I see a picture of her, whatever. She was just private. She wanted to be left alone, and I just don't. I think that it
beautiful. She was beautiful, but she was kind of like the black sheep. She was the younger sister. Yeah. Her oldest sister died when she was born, and her mom died. And it just seemed like she wanted to live for more. Her dad was kind of on her. I mean, I didn't know her personally. It's from all the books I've read, and I've seen like every Lizzie movie there is. But yeah, very, very. And then for her to never leave, and then her sister never talked to her after the murders, but then literally died a week after she died. It's just so bizarre. Yeah. Just things like that. It's bizarre, Now,
Shane, I wanted to mention this to you. Sure. And I was thinking about this a while ago. Me and my wife have talked about this. Talking about the paranormal or strange events. I mean, even you can answer this, Adam. I mean, do you believe that 2 people or spirits, basically who come together on this plane, who are connected? Does that connection, you think, go back from previous family members and relatives and stuff like that? Because when we took our dates of when we met and when we were married, and compared it to my mom and dad's and her parents, and the day that my dad and my mom died, all of those numbers added up to something, but I don't quite know what. But I don't know what that is called. It's kind of like numerology.
Numerology, yes.
Yeah. Numbers are.
Do you believe in numerology?
Not so much. I mean, a lot of people talk about, well, I see, 11:11 or 1:11, and I have that. Sometimes it's like I look at the clock, I haven't been looking for hours, and it's like, oh, it's 1:11.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird, and it happens to me frequently. But I mean, I don't know. I know there's lots of people that have done the Bible studies and tried to go through and do all the numbers and add up and figure out when things are happening and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the whole future events, but I mean, when we were comparing dates of with the numbers of parents' death and all this other stuff, they were so we would add something up, and then all of a sudden it led to somebody that died on that day previously. You know what I mean? I mean, it was really bizarre how we did it. I can't remember, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted your take on how you thought about it.
I guess the way I look at it is, I mean, there's only 365 days in a year, so you got and then there's, if you got multiple people involved, I mean, you could get statistically, it could happen quite frequently. But I don't know about, huh?
You want to hear something funny? And I just, because what you're saying, it kind of ties in with me. I kind of get the same thing as you, Jay. But the girl I'm with now, Heather, we met on Friday the 13th we started dating on Halloween. Anyway, long story short, the more we got talking, she was telling me that her ancestors were from Calabria, Italy, and that's where my ancestors are from. Kind of weird. Not a big deal, right? Kind of weird. She's 3 years older than me. Not a big deal. 76, I'm 79. My grandmother died a couple months before my mom, and of course Heather went to the funeral, my girlfriend, and my family was there, and Heather's never really met them besides my mom, and then they're asking her, what's your name? Oh, Heather Caminiti. Caminiti? Joseph Caminiti? He goes, yeah, my uncle. Turns out my great aunt and her great uncle dated back in the 70s in Lewiston. And
it's a small world.
I can't make this. So it's like,
you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the people on this. Yeah. Are connected.
Married, but they were connected, and it's
right.
And then I found out. I said, thank God we're not blood related. Oh boy, you know what I mean? But I mean, our great uncle and great aunt dated each other for a long time. Where both families knew her last name 40 years later. You know, and my great aunt's dead, and it's just weird.
Yeah, and it is weird. I mean, I don't think that it's not a coincidence.
No. And like you said about the 11/11 thing too, that's kind of weird too, to wake up and just be it. I mean,
yeah, it happens to me. I mean, I just look at the clocks. Like I haven't looked in like an hour, and I look and it's like, oh, it's 11/11.
That's bizarre too.
I do that all the time. I look at that,
and other friends of mine say they do that all the time. And I even researched it once, and evidently it's a thing. But
wow. And that's the time you're supposed to make a wish. Do we subconsciously know this is our time? I believe in that. Like
I don't know.
DMT theory, all that stuff.
And here's the weird thing. Sometimes, like, there'll be a clock in the room that's off. I know it's off, several minutes. I'll glance up and it'll be 11:11. But it's like, but then the next time I do it, I'll look at my computer clock, which is absolutely right, and then it'll be 11:11 or 1:11. It's like, how does your mind know, even when it's not really that time, that it's going to show that? So that's a crazy one.
It is a crazy one.
I guess that's the only amount of psychic I have. I'm not like Jay, where he just, he swims in the stuff all day long.
Yeah.
I'm about as psychic as a rock.
The best you can do is tell people what time it is, huh?
Yeah, man, it's 11:11 right now.
I love it.
Hey, do you have that zip? I mean, you sent it to me.
I sent it to you, and I sent it to Adam.
Oh,
okay.
It'll be on my
unzip it, then you should be able to just play it. But it's long. It's like you'll have to just kind of scroll through it because it happens many times, but it's like a half an hour long clip.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But you'll hear it in there multiple times, very clear. You'll be like, "Whoa."
Do your listeners know what you're talking about?
Oh no.
Oh,
they might from the previous show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Not
Cool.
Today.
Cool.
Yeah. We've talked about it before.
Very cool. I was actually on the USS Salem in Quincy, Massachusetts. 2 weeks ago.
I saw pictures of that. That was awesome.
Yeah, 1949 battleship. Never saw battle, but it was used for like tsunami and earthquake relief. About 92 people died on board, and 2 were born.
You know what ship I really want to go on is the Queen Mary.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
I mean, I so want to go there.
I'd hook up equipment all over that ship.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that thing would just be like, there'd be something to detect everything,
I remember seeing it on Unsolved Mysteries when they had the footprints coming out of the pool. Because I used to watch that. The music Unsolved Mysteries would scare the shit out of me, and I just loved it. But I remember the Queen Mary on there. I love being scared. I don't know. I just do. And now nothing
What
really scares me.
What was the movie when you were growing up? What was the horror movie that scared you the most?
The one that got me into horror, my stepfather went hunting and my mom was watching TV and she says, "You want to watch it?" I said, "What is it?" She goes, "The Shining." I said,
that's cool.
I said, all right. And then I'll never forget it. The elevator with blood, the red rum, the twin girls, something horrible, freaky about little kids. I'd rather face a giant.
There's a lot of
than two
paranormal kids.
Yeah, the black-eyed kids. I've looked them up on YouTube.
Yeah. And they're not even alien.
No. I go deep, man. I believe it. If you tell me shoestrings will come alive at night, I'd probably wait. I wait for them. It's not that I'm gullible. I just want to believe, and I feel like we're naive to think that humans are the only things in this whole universe.
Oh yeah,
no aliens, no monsters. Come on now.
The whole Drake equation talks about that.
Yes, that's a mind trip.
Yeah,
that's for a whole nother episode.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
Yeah, I actually went to you must have heard of Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah,
I went to their abduction site in Franconia, New Hampshire this past winter. There's a big placard out there. I got it on my Facebook, but it's a big placard. It's like, so it's actually from the government saying that this is where they were abducted. So me and my buddy
probe.
Yeah, me and my buddy waited for a half hour. I'm looking up at the sky. Take me off this rock. Nothing.
Yeah, me too. I'd be that.
Are you kidding me? It's got to be better. But I love all that stuff. I mean, you guys must be into that too, right? You said like monsters.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. You got Champ up there, and
Yep.
Yeah. We've got a was it Bray Road Beast or Beast of Bray Road?
Oh, Beast of Bray Road. I saw a documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, that is that's like 10 minutes from where we're at right now. Where I'm at.
You get the Michigan Dog Man.
Yeah, I was saying you guys have a dog man, like a big werewolf, right?
Yeah. Michigan Dog Man. I didn't see him when I was up in the Manistee Forest, so I tried.
You're so good.
I saw porcupine.
Oh, run from that. Those things shoot at you.
Yeah.
Shane, you're so good. Dogman was looking for you, brother.
Yeah. I was more worried about bears, but I didn't see
grizzlies, right? Brown bears.
Brown bears and black bears,
We get those in Maine for sure.
Yeah, we have them up north here in Wisconsin too. So
Oh, Wisconsin! You're in Ed Gein territory.
I have to say this, and because I'm a medium, and I wondered what this meant, but the other day, what was it? Yesterday morning, I woke up and I had all I heard was the name Ed Gein all morning. I mean, I heard that all morning. I'm like, why am I thinking of this? I've never researched the story. I don't even know a lot about the story.
Really?
No, I don't. I choose not to.
It's pretty graphic. Yeah, it's pretty.
It is. And so I don't do it. But for some reason, his name was on my mind when I woke up Saturday morning. And I'm like, gosh, why is this happening? So it was just really bizarre. I don't know. And of course, I choose not to research the story because I'm not into serial killers per se. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not,
Is it bad that I want your ball to go off right now?
Yeah. Can you make that go off? Yeah.
Come on, Ed. Come on, Mr. Gein.
Yeah.
Make him. Hey, he's just a lady killer. He's
Yeah. There's just something about, almost kind of like, talking about like Son of Sam and all that stuff. I just never got into that whole serial killer thing. And that thing, even with Dahmer, that just turned to my stomach.
That was pretty wild. I'm intrigued by it because it's so monstrous. It's like, how could you? But at the same time, like I've actually been to a couple serial killers' victims' graves here in New Hampshire. I'd rather give them my time and respect than the serial killer.
Right.
Sure.
Like the Allenstown 4 in New Hampshire. 4 women, one was a child, all found in barrels in a park in New Hampshire. And the serial killer, the chameleon killer, died in prison before he even got the go stand trial because they didn't know who it was for years. So their grave, they're actually buried in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And on the way to the UFO, I try to hit as many as I can. If I go to some place, I'm like, what can I hit on the way? Is there an old church, a grave site? So I stopped by, I gave them some roses and some money, and I said a prayer.
Right.
And then I went to see Betty and Barney Hill because New Hampshire's got a lot of crazy things too. Wendigo's been seen in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendigo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird too. That's another one that's kind of freaked me out,
Yeah.
That's like the Mothman.
Yeah.
I got some friends that are into the Mothman thing.
Yeah. I think there was someone there today. Wasn't there someone in Point Pleasant today? Maybe on Facebook. I forget now, but
Yeah, there's a couple things like that in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's got some weird, I don't know, just serial killers and I don't know, just weird stuff, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I love my home state. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I totally love it. But I know I've lived in Iowa, Colorado, Missouri, South Dakota.
Iowa. I drove to Iowa 22 hours straight from Maine there, me and my friend Chris Sanders, a couple months back, all the way out there to go see the Vasilla axe murder house.
Okay.
And that's not too far from where I live, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out in Iowa for the Farrar School.
Oh, that's what we wanted to do, too, but it was closed because of Farrar School. Yes, the
yeah, I did
school.
that one. It was excellent.
Oh,
yeah, there was a story behind that one, too.
Yeah, janitor or something, right? Or
yep.
Kid. Yeah.
That's supposed to be. But the funny thing is here's a quick story. So we did the Farrar School, and then a few weeks later, we were doing a private investigation at a private residence, and I was talking to the people, you know, they're just before we're getting started, and they were saying, hey, you know, what was the last investigation you did? And I was talking about the Farrar School and et cetera. And then, you know, so I didn't think anything of it at the time, but then when I got back and looked at my data for like the 2 minutes and few seconds that I was talking about the Farrar School, that thing was spiking like crazy. And of course, I didn't think much about that. But then a few weeks later, I did a cemetery, little cemetery in an area we call Purgatory, Prairie Chapel Cemetery. It's just a little tiny 1800 cemetery.
Oh, I love it.
Out in the woods. So anyways, I did that. And so I was sitting there talking to my friend who was with me during the investigation. And I was talking about the Farrar School, et cetera. And it was like a minute and a few seconds that I was talking about that. I was getting, you know, radiation dips. I was getting magnetic field changes. And they corresponded exactly within a few seconds of the exact time that I was talking about it. So, you know, I don't know if something followed me. Probably not. I don't know if they can tell me from there.
He would rather think that they didn't, but
yeah, I'd rather think they didn't.
Yeah,
I always try to leave saying, "Stay here. You're not welcome. Stay here."
Yeah, we did.
You know?
I mean, we always do that at the, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways,
who knows?
We've had, you know, it 2 and maybe even 3 times where afterwards, while you're talking about that, it shows up in the data.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's why too, like what you said, the toys, your equipment, that comes in handy.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look back to our Tech Talk one, the one I did just a couple weeks ago, you can see the equipment that we were using, and I talk all about it. So
very cool.
It's a new world you haven't seen yet, I'm sure.
Oh, no kidding. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. I'm down to try anything.
Yep.
So many cool gadgets.
Oh yeah.
So, Jay, as you were messing around with the ball earlier, I was telling Shane, I was asking Shane, and I'll ask you, have you heard of Atlas Obscura, the website online?
No, I haven't.
You should check it out. It's a free website, and it tells you bizarre, offbeat attraction, weird things, one of a kind, you know, like the world's biggest ball of yarn. It shows you every state in America where to go and to visit. And when I went to Iowa, I looked up Atlas Obscura, and I found out the site of the first ever train robbery. Jesse James committed it, 1823, by horseback.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, the first ever moving train robbery, because he did it while the train was still moving. Also found the Bonnie and Clyde shootout site where Clyde's brother got shot and killed and got transported to an Iowa hospital and died there. And also Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and them, their plane crash in Iowa.
Yeah.
So I saw all that on this Atlas Obscura, and I really try to tell people about it. People go, "How do you find out about this?" I go, "Atlas Obscura is awesome. I wish I worked for them." It's just,
you'll have to send me the link. Yeah,
I will
check it out.
It's really, really cool, and it tells you things I didn't even know that were in Maine that I've been going to find now. You know,
right? Yeah, you got to kind of broaden your horizons.
Yeah, like I don't want to limit myself to just a monster guy or a ghost guy or explorer. I just assume treasure hunt. You know what I mean? I love to look for gold. I like to do it all. It's fun. Life's too short. Why label yourself?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever been to the Rocky Mountains, like Colorado?
I've been there.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I've been to Tennessee, like with the Smoky Mountains, where they make the moonshine.
That's not even a comparison.
No. I've never been West Coast. I want to go. That's my goal.
Yeah, look at if that website you're talking about. Look up the events in Colorado, and there's plenty.
Okay.
So yeah,
good.
I'm sure. But I've been to the Stanley Hotel, by the way, twice.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh my God!
The first
nightmare come true.
The first time that I actually was there, I didn't guard myself or I didn't prepare myself.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
And I walked in and I could hear like piano music, but it wasn't. I could hear it internally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I walked into the piano room and down I went. It was just like, not that I passed out, but all my energy was just sucked right out of me.
Huh.
And then I had a picture. We went into the next ballroom where the billiard room was, and I had a picture that I was taking of me in the mirror, and there was a tall gentleman standing behind me with a hat. Now, I had those pictures. I had white mist. I had everything, the whole tour. This was years ago. And at the place I was working at, I brought them to show some coworkers, and they were in a binder, small binder, and somebody fucking stole them.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Come on, that's
yep.
Rude.
Oh, I was gonna say that's like the best evidence ever. I don't have
it
any.
It was.
Oh.
And so yeah, and that was kind of depressing.
You didn't have the negatives or nothing? Oh man.
No, it was just. No, that was back.
Digital cameras.
Yeah, that was back in like 2000. So.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was so depressed, and I was just like, oh my gosh,
Oh.
So I had talked to just recently. There's a kid that I'm friends with on Facebook, and he lives in a place that's got different things there with his girlfriend, and he was telling me that he had a dream of this house or this hotel and this and that, and he was describing it, and I basically said it sounds like the Stanley Hotel. He said, yeah. He said I was walking down this hallway, and this lady was showing me all these how beautiful this place was and this and that, and all these other people were walking in period clothing and all this, and she showed me, and at the end of the hallway she said there was room 217. I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, then I realized that he was gifted.
Wow.
I was like, okay. And then I'm like, where do you work? And he's like, oh, I work in a cemetery.
In a cemetery?
A caregiver. Or caretaker for a cemetery.
Wow.
So
yeah.
The grave that he dug for and that he buried was of this old lady right before he went on this, this dream he had. Wow. He says, I've never been to the Stanley Hotel. I don't even know what it looks like on the inside. I'm like, well, you do now.
Because she knew, and she brought it to him.
Right. I said she was just sharing a memory with you, and he thought that was really cool. So yeah,
see, that's why all hauntings, they're not as bad. I mean, that's why Casper the Friendly Ghost, it's more or less a thing.
Right.
Every ghost I've experienced, I don't think I've ever came across a demon yet. Knock on wood. It's all been.
You don't want to. You don't want to.
No, I'm not. I would definitely. I know enough. I know some priests, and I know some people. I know when it's out of my hands. If it gets to that point, I'm not going to try to be the He-Man.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah, right. I know, and I believe. I got faith. I mean, dude, I literally carry holy water with me everywhere I go.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not. I know my role, so to speak. So I could call on people to come in, and even psychics. I wish you were closer because I could use a psychic medium on some of our cases.
Yeah, I can use a psychic medium.
Right. You got to understand though. You got to understand though that it doesn't necessarily mean that the psychic medium has to be there physically. You got to remember that. Now let's say that you go to an old place in Maine, and it's haunted, but you can't. You could tap one of us mediums, put us on screen on the camera. Let us walk with you.
Wow. Okay.
And then to kind of where we can, because I've just learned a little bit more of that recently, and to be able to do that, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. But you know what I mean. So if we can't be there physically, if you know a really good medium that can actually do that, take them with you. Ask them if you tap them and say, hey, can you want to join me with this? You could be also my eyes and ears of what I can't see. So that's something. There's always options of different things you could do.
I might be hitting you up in the next couple of weeks.
There you go.
Well, that's like to touch on earlier how people come up and just talk to you. I had a friend go, "Hey, my coworker's place is haunted. I can think of anybody else but you. Do you want to come check it out?" So I'm gonna go check it out in like a week or two, see what it is, see what it's about.
Right.
I mean, if you like you said, if you love what you do and you're not afraid to show it, people come to you. I don't have to go to.
That's the best way to say it. Yeah. That's true. You know, if your genuine intent is to help people, your genuine intent is to, you know, find the truth and this and that. Because I tell you what, spirits know the truth or know the intent. You know, if you come in there and say, "Hey, I want to kick down this door and I want to, you know, get you to do this, get you to do that," that's not a good thing, because you wouldn't expect, you know, someone to do that to your house.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. That's why I say I don't provoke spirits. Don't say, "Come on, show me you're so strong." I don't. You treat it, and don't treat it like a little kid. Like, you want to come out and you want to play the ball.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna go. Treat it like you would a normal person. Say hi. Thank you for your house. Your house is beautiful. Thank you for letting me share this time with you. Like the Oliver House in Massachusetts. You ever heard of the Oliver House? Benjamin Franklin stayed there. Yeah. He found notes in his closet that were for treason that started the American Revolutionary War, dude. It's built on an Indian burial ground. Like, we spent the night there, and I've never felt so pulled in every direction. And I didn't literally have anything but a flashlight. I wanted to forgo equipment. Like I told my friend, I go, whenever someone tells you the house is haunted, do you think they're staying at home with a REM pod? No, it's regular people sitting and sleeping. Those are the ones that see the ghosts. And I feel like a lot of this stuff, as much as I love the equipment, I feel like some of it might scare them. You know, might say, what are they going to try to capture me? Like, I don't know. And maybe
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I love to use it because it tells you when the field's broken, when the temperature decreases. So you need it. But I decided to forgo it in the Oliver House, and I sat in the room, and I just had knocks, touches, whispers, the hair on the back of my neck.
I don't get none of that cool stuff.
Oh, you know?
No. Once in a while.
Oh, I got molested, man. It was pretty wild. It was pretty cool because it's you know,
that's for another show, Adam.
Rated R one at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll have a body ghost show.
Oh man.
Oh, that's great too. And to not run. I've run with people that act all tough and they hear a bang and they go, "Whoa, what the F was that?" And they run and yell, and I'm like, calm down.
It's a bang.
For me, you know, I don't have to just like Jay does. So if they say there's something down in the basement, I'm going to the basement. I don't care. It's like whatever, man. I'm there.
I love it. And that's kind of the way it goes too. You know, I mean, it's like ever since I've got full swing into this, you know, and experiencing, you know, paranormal stuff like that, even in this location, it's not the whole, oh my God, it's okay, cool. You know, or thank you, or you know what I mean? Right. But I mean, there's people that their mindset is just they want to, you know, just they're in it for the wrong reason.
Fun house. They want a haunted house.
You know,
they want clowns jumping out with mallets.
And that's fine. I mean, that's what you want to do, but be respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
I just want to touch my instruments.
You know, it goes back to even musicians. You know, there's so many different. When I was growing up, listening to heavy metal, and you know, all this, just totally different bands that would, you know, they were in this genre, they were hair band, or they were death metal, or they were this, that, you know, and they would just clash because, you know, different strokes for different folks. Who cares? It's music. You know what I mean?
Hardcore kids don't like the thrash kids.
Right. You know,
everybody loves Slayer though, but
right. And that's kind of what I ran into. I liked all different kinds. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but the paranormal field isn't much different. You know, you've got different players. You know, for different things, who like doing different things too. And you know, I'm probably
gonna get in trouble for saying this. But one thing about being in bands, I don't know if you ever had this problem playing locally. Like if you went to a town and that main band that was in that town and you weren't cool, you weren't allowed to play a bar in that town type thing. You ever have that?
Oh yeah.
I feel like ghost, and I probably shouldn't say anything, but whatever. I feel like people that own haunted places that have XX house, that are throw on things. Like if you're not cool with them, they're not gonna let you come to their house, or they don't want. I don't know. There's some clicky parts of it too. I notice.
No, you're right. There are clicky.
You know what I mean?
No, there are very clicky parts to it.
Like I don't want to be tied down to just one place. Like some people are like, this is, Mark Anthony Church, and this is we are the official ghost hunters of this church. If you come, you gotta come with us. Come through us. I'm like,
oh yeah. No,
I don't know. So I'd rather find places that aren't. And just,
we actually found a hotel that we were gonna investigate, but we actually turned down because they actually had in their thing that you had to sign that you couldn't say it wasn't haunted.
Oh, give me a break.
It's really? Like, yeah.
I've never heard of that. That's
and then it was like, then I'm not gonna put my stuff in there because if I come up, no, you guys are just, I can't say I didn't find anything.
No, I've never heard of that. I found a bunch of orbs. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you say? Oh man. To touch, I know we're coming close to time, but I want to tell you guys too, real quick, going back to the whole haunted thing. I do a thing in Portland. My friend Chris runs it called the Portland, Maine Haunted Walk. This is my second year being a tour guide. It's pretty much just me and him. And we start in downtown Portland because Portland's been burned down 3 times. It's been renamed. The Abenaki Indians burned it down. The British burned it down. And then some kids in a firework plant burned it down. But it's been burned down 3 times. So we walked through people, and it's the haunted walk because there's been a pirate that's been hung there. There's been suicides. There's been a lot of crazy stuff. Portland's old, man. So people come on the tour, and right away they're like, who's going to jump out? And then when they get done, they go, oh, it was a cool tour, but it wasn't really scary. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like they almost like they want someone to fall off the building onto them. Because
I went to one in Savannah, Georgia, a haunted walk night tour where they took you through the city and they told you about all the different buildings and the different ghosts and things and
Savannah's
stuff.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, Savannah, Georgia. It was an awesome thing. It was about a 2-hour long walk.
Yeah, my friend Eric Knapp and his girl Steph. I can't pronounce her last name that well. She's probably gonna hate me for doing that, but they live in Georgia, and they said it's pretty much all built on burial grounds, like Civil War burial grounds.
Burial grounds and swamp.
Yeah. There's a lot of folklore around there too, some certain graveyards and stuff. But there's so much cool stuff in every state, almost every town. If you really want to dig into history, there's almost something.
Sure.
I mean, go to When I was a kid, I used to get excited about the historical societies in town. I want to go see them. Just find out what was the local lore.
Well, and then in different towns, towns, and different areas who have like the historical society and all this. Some of them are okay with the paranormal. Some of them are that's taboo. You can't say that. You know what I mean. So you're gonna run into that everywhere. Yeah. But with this town here, we have a lot of history, and it's. So I know some of the haunted places and spirited places and stuff like that. So it's it's pretty cool. Every place has it.
It's funny. I'll go to a restaurant because we try to go to like independent ones, not Apple. I don't want to name drop, but not So one in New Hampshire, I went to Illacoya, and I said, I go, hi. I go, how's it going? I go, is this place haunted? That's my question wherever I go. How old is this place? 18. Is it haunted? Have you ever seen any ghosts? And I swear to God, man, 8 out of 10 times, maybe 7 out of 10, you get someone saying, well, this one time, the light the light was on. Well, we came here, and the girl goes, actually, Illacoya in New Hampshire. We went to go see this thing called Kimball Castle, and it's an abandoned castle, and it's huge on Lake Winnipesaukee. On the way back, we stopped to get a burger at this Illacoya that's named after a Native American princess that lived in New Hampshire. I told the girl, I said, as we're getting our seafood chowder meal, I said, is this place haunted? She goes, well, I don't know, but where you're sitting, a little girl got trampled to death when she was 8 years old and killed by a horse right here. I go, I got to refill my Dr. Pepper. I'm going to be here a while. You know what I mean? And I had nothing against that girl. I felt horrible about that, but the whole lore that,
history.
The history of it is just,
you
can't have one without the other.
Before I really, when I was in Colorado, me and Tina went to Grand Lake, Colorado, and it's kind of like a western town. It's kind of it's got the whole part of it's still hardwood sidewalk, and
wow.
There was a restaurant. There was a restaurant there that we stopped there in town to eat because it's one road, one street, and it used to be the old jail. And they made a restaurant out of it. So,
oh my God,
me and Tina went in there, and I was sitting next to one of the jail cell doors that was part of the decor for the restaurant, and it was on a brick wall. And I kid you not, I mean, the energy that was coming off of that, and I knew I had my gifts, but I mean, it was just really intense. It was almost like it was interrupting me eating my lunch. I mean, I could not enjoy it because the energy was so strong and so, like, I wouldn't say angry, but kind of like chaotic. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
And so when I had the chills on this side of my body the whole time.
Wow.
And I could not shake it. I would, change the subject, talk about this, talk about still, so I've experienced where you've been in, like you were talking about that place where you go to eat, and it's just one of the best experiences I've had, but it was also chaotic because it was just, and the first time I was in Colorado, I had a spirit follow me to 3 different places.
Wow.
I got him on the end of the bed, the shadow, at one of the hotel rooms. Then I was like, and I don't know who it was, but that was the second time I saw a full body apparition.
Do you think that's because of your abilities, or you think they would just?
Yeah, because of the fact that because of my.
Yeah, because I don't get to see them. They never show themselves to me.
Yeah, no, it's because my light.
It's a gift and a curse.
I mean, I mean, I still like to say it's a gift, and that sometimes it's kind of like, I can't turn it off, and it's just.
Can I borrow that from you for a week?
When it's disturbing, right. You're not there on a ghost hunt. You're there to have a burger with your family, and you're feeling like shit.
Right,
so right. But you can't turn. That's rough.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's times where I have to guard myself every morning before I leave the house, because if I don't, I've been jumped. I've had crazy things happen, so I protect myself every morning. But
smart man.
Oh shit. Yeah. It's almost like like telling somebody it's like telling your kid to do something, and you have to tell them 50 times, and then and then finally the light turns on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well that was me. I was like, okay, guard yourself, guard yourself, guard yourself, guard yourself. Oh yeah, maybe I should guard myself. So
listen, Jay, listen to yourself.
Right, yeah.
The stove is hot. Don't touch it again.
You're right. Right.
Ow!
Yeah, so there's places that I go to even here that I drive by now a house, or I drive by a business, and I could tell you exactly how many spirits are in there.
Wow, that is fascinating.
See, so we need to get you out there so I can know where to put my stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You both need to come to Maine. I'll look at my RV. You can stay in my RV. Well, I bring you guys. There's a witch's grave.
You got an RV. You happy your ass out here?
I know. It's gas and everything now. God Almighty. First it was toilet paper. Now it's gas. Can't win. Right. I mean, a DeLorean is what I need.
They hit you right in the necessities.
Oh yeah, you need a DeLorean.
Right in the necessity. Yeah, it's true. Oh man, you guys are a lot of fun. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. So most definitely. I mean, it's been great doing this here. I mean, you've got good stuff going on there. I mean, I can't wait for Shane to come out here and.
Oh yeah. I'm having some cheese too.
Yeah, right.
I hear you guys have it.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's great places to eat here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first body apparition I saw, I just had dinner at the house with my wife yesterday, celebrating my birthday.
Oh, so that's right.
Yeah, the big 5-0.
The big 2-1.
I wish.
The big 2-1. You don't look 50.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful.
I'm only a couple years behind you. Just barely.
I know, but really? I think me and Shane don't look our age.
Yeah, no.
So. You don't act it either. That's okay though. That's what keeps
you. I've been told that since I'm a kid.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
That Shane kid, yeah, you know how old he is now? He still acts the same way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. He's just a lot taller. He's got a mustache, but other than that, he's Shane when he was 12,
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, folks. Well, we're all out of time. I want to thank Adam so much.
The hour flew by. Holy cow.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much for coming on and and filling in and being our mystery guest, because you've been a great mystery guest. I'm sure that in the future we'll have another mystery guest, but there you go. Right on.
I shared it. My friend's like, "Wow, who is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I want to tell him so bad, but just tune in. You never know." I think someone might know.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say anything, but
yeah, that's cool.
Before we go, I don't know if we can make that ball move or ball light up or not.
It's been quiet since that.
It's been quiet.
I'll think about it and see if it'll go. Probably
is there any way that you can make that light up? I mean,
telepathic, Shane. You can do it. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think a blade of grass has more telepathic power than I do.
Right.
Lizzie Borden.
Right.
The magic word.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just.
I guess it's not going to do it now.
No.
You probably have to plug the globe back in to get your
right. Yeah. To get some energy. Yeah.
Oh man.
No, but I do want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, this has been great, Adam.
Fun.
Awesome.
You know?
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for being my friends, and if anybody wants to check out what I'm doing, historically haunted. I might have to change the name because I think it's already taken. But that's my paranormal group that I started about 4 months ago. So our next, we have a couple things coming up. There's an old corner store in Portland there where a ketchup bottle fell off and moved. They hear whistling. So I'm going to go over it, try to throw some of that stuff, maybe go live a little bit.
Yeah, you should probably use your whole name and put your name in front of it and say historically haunted. Yeah,
Adam Begin, Begin.
Yep.
Adam the Ghost Hunter is my handle, and that's historically haunted on Facebook. And I think I have an Instagram too.
Yeah, you do.
Must be a CD operator.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't post a little. It's kind of pointless, I feel like. But
no, it's actually not.
No, I got to get on it more.
Yeah, you got to get it. I mean, I've made some good friends on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, Twitter is where I kind of just I post on Twitter every once in a while. But I mean, that's where I became friends with Francis and Doug from Beyond the Veil.
Yes.
I mean, they've been so supportive of me.
Oh my God, they share all my stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
now I'm sharing everything.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, they're just awesome. I was watching their episode not too long ago, yesterday, I think it was. No, it was today, of one of the schools that they were at, and it was pretty cool. You know, I mean, it was pretty awesome. So I'm gonna get the Roku so that I can get that Paraflix subscription.
Yeah, I got a Roku.
It's so I can watch it on my TV. I mean, I watch it on my phone, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. All right, brother.
All right, guys. Many blessings, and we'll do it again sometime.
All right.
Most definitely.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys. Be well.
All right. Great show, guys. So I think that'll be it for this episode. Tune in next week. I know who we're having, but I'm not saying. So, bye.